A few weeks ago, a new game came out, Iron Harvest, a promising real-time strategy game set in the alternate reality of 1920+, a reality where conflicts keeps exploding after World War I and technology advanced towards giant war robots and heavy weapons. I kept hearing of it since it had a very successful Kickstarter that ended in December last year. As I saw huge mechas, nice graphics and a multiplayer mode, I was excited to try it. So here's my overview after about 10 hours of playing the game. Watching the trailer of the game, I thought it would be a bit more like StarCraft 2, with a lot of micro-unit management and upgrades. In fact, the game is more asked about strategy and macro management aspects. What you can call micro in StarCraft are here key capacities or equipment you can use, like throwing grenades at enemy mech or blasting around with a big gun. The upgrade system works with units gaining ranks by fighting and unlocking some special capacities. It's an interesting game mechanics because you want to keep your troop alive and heal them so they can level up, rather than spamming the production buttons. So after going through a tutorial that told me about the color system, I built my first base and then my first little walking war robot. You need a lot of resources to develop an army, so the iron and oil mines quickly become main objectives to capture and defend. I would say the main elements of the gameplay to properly develop a plan are to capture and keep specific points, manage your troops and deploy the appropriate forces to achieve the mission. Talking about the missions, I can appreciate the freedom that the games give you about your approach. Basically, at the beginning of each mission, you have a quick explanation of the plan and the secondary objectives or known difficulties you can encounter, but after this, you can experiment any strategy you want to execute the mission. For the factions, there is currently 3 of them: Polonia, Rozwiec, and Saxony. Each faction shares some common units, but also have unique mechs, heroes or infantry. Anna, the Polonian hero, can call her bear named Wojtek. Everyone seems to like Wojtek. I even found this fan art of him on the Iron Harvest Instagram, which is kind of funny. For the anecdote, Wojtek is not a random name. Apparently, Wojtek was a real bear who really got enlisted in the Polonian army during World War II, and even got promoted caporal. He apparently mimicked soldiers when he saw them lifting crates, and helped carrying ammo. There's even memorials of him. Anyway, units variety is a nice plus for the gameplay, but I think differences between the factions should be more pronounced. The gameplay is pretty good, even if it may be really familiar if you played other RTS games. Nothing really new, except the mechanic of picking up weapons from defeated enemy squads. Like after the battle, you can have some cheap infantry picking up huge flamethrower left there by the enemy. This mechanic alone can have way more impact than it looks like. It makes your squads more versatile. It's also basically taking advantage of the enemy resources, and it's one more reason to keep your own troops alive so the enemy can't steal your weapons. Overall, the game feels a lot like Company of Heroes 2, which is not a bad thing but worth mentioning. The mechs are of course one of the funniest things in the game. They each have unique capacities, plus sometimes capacities that you unlock with higher ranks. Like this one, Thur, a really huge mech from the Polonian army who can shoot from distance, but once it reaches the veteran rank, Thur unlock very powerful close range missiles who can deal huge damage to basically any units nearby. The variety of mechs and their abilities adds a lot to the game. Engineers can repair mech anywhere, so you usually want an engineering squad running around and repairing all your mechs. Also, the environment is destructible. They say everything can be destroyed if the weapon is big enough. So the map evolved during the game, and it's also very satisfying to destroy a building with a huge mech. About the multiplayer game mode, I didn't play it that much for now, but from what I saw, the strategic value of oil and iron mines are way more important. You have to fight and build strong defenses to keep the production going. Eventually, if it's not a cheesy match ending quickly, the endgame is mostly made of spamming huge mech and countering your enemy. Expect about 20 to 30 minutes to complete a multiplayer match. I only played 1v1 for now, but there is also 2v2 and 3v3 who seems very interesting. I can only imagine the crazy amount of mech in 3v3 fighting each other and destroying the entire battleground. So overall, the game is pretty good, but there is some flaws. I would say the biggest one for me is the cover system. At first it seems cool, but I feel like it's kind of buggy. Sometimes you can even have 2 teams undercover, fighting and never landing a shot in either side. And then when it seems like they are perfectly covered, they land every shot. It's also easy to misclick troops into cover when you just want to move them. Also, for an RTS, there is not really a lot of buildings or research and upgrades to do. You basically have your HQ, the barracks for making infantry, and the workshop to make robots. You can upgrade the barracks and the workshop once to unlock next tier units, but that's all. Another problem can be unit control and pathfinding. Sometimes you want to get a bunch of troops at one point, but for some reason they split up and get caught at the wrong moment. So you have to be careful about that. But I guess it can be predictable when you really get used to the game. About unit controls, our friend WashTech can be a little ambitious sometimes. He could want to defeat the whole mech alone. The problem is that he is designed as a pet of Ana. So together they are making just one squad, so you have to move Ana to move the bear. But Ana has a sniper and shoots from distance. Since WashTech goes melee, it can be tricky to keep him alive at some times. Fortunately, you can call him back if he dies. About these flaws, we have to keep in mind that the game is officially released, but still in constant development. The developers have a roadmap with specific objectives and deadlines that they respect. So I have no doubt that the game will keep becoming better and better over the time. Plus, King's Arts, the studio, is already very experimented in the field. They already had multiple successful Kickstarter, and even if Iron Harvest seems to be their biggest game, I think we can trust them. Their Kickstarter was really successful, and I appreciate the fact that they listen and interact a lot with the community. They asked a lot of questions to have feedbacks, share the detailed results of the surveys, and adapt their objective and development accordingly. They also have a development blog when you can have all the updates and see their roadmap. Overall, they look very serious and engaged in the project, which is a very good thing to counterbalance the price of the game. I can see a lot of people complaining about this. The game costs $50, it's almost AAA price, and for the actual state of the game it can be seen as overpriced. The campaign is seen as the biggest asset of the game for now, and the other game mods don't have that much content to enjoy right now. But if you see it as an investment in the future game, it's okay. All the updates and new content are free, with all kind of new stuff. They already added 2 new maps, ranked mode and ladder, some co-op campaign, and keep patching and balancing the game. Also, you can expect a lot more because the actual universe of the game is based on the artworks of the artist Jakub Rosalski. Sorry for his name, my pronunciation is bad. His world already inspired Scythe, an apparently awesome board game by Stone Meyer Games. The 2 games have nothing in common. They are different games, but they share the same universe and characters. In the board game there is a lot more than 3 factions, so we expect new factions to come up, like the Albion clan or the Crimeans. Also, the community around the game looks amazing. They even made a fan-made guide extremely complete and useful to new players. I really advise to download it. It details all the units, buildings, factions and more, and gives specific gameplay tips and tricks to be the most effective possible. There is also a Reddit and Discord, feel free to join if you like the game. Overall, it's a pretty good game, and I think that if you are an RTS fan, you will have no regret buying it. The only problem will be the price. If it was $20 or $30, I would say absolutely go for it, but here it's $50. So I would say either you buy it right now, do the amazing campaign, have some fun with other mods and enjoy new content over the weeks, watching the game growing and being a part of it, or just wait a bit for the other updates until the game has so much content that you are sure not to regret it. You can always put it in your wishlist and buy it when the next Steam sales comes up. The game is also available on GOG.com and it costs the same price, just for information. If you made it to this point, you are awesome. Thank you for watching the video and enduring my accent all this time. I'm trying my best to improve at making videos and speak English correctly. I have so many games I want to review right now, so consider subscribing and dropping a like if you find this useful and want more. Again, thanks you for watching and see you in the next one. À la prochaine.